Welcome to episode 134 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It's Saturday, people. Saturday, the 15th of August, 2020. Hope you're all doing well out there. Had a good week. Enjoying your weekend, if you can. I don't know. Let's start positively, Ben. Fucking load of noise outside. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Random fucking kids just fucking running amok. I don't know. It's like the fucking BMX bandits outside at the minute. I don't know if you can hear that or not. I can fucking hear it. But hopefully, by the wonders of technological wonders, whatever they are, that cuts out all the fucking background noise. Hopefully that's happening. It's difficult to tell with the old headphones on. I'm doing all right at the minute. I fucking got bites on my fucking face or whatever, and they're fucking, I had to go to the doctors to get some fucking tablets because I got bites on my face, and then the whole of my fucking face is reacting against that. Sometimes I just want to feel pretty. But hopefully that'll do the job. That's what's happened to me. I don't know whether it's something lurking around Briggs Towers or something. It just crawls out at night and fucking feeds on my fucking face. I have no idea, people. Little fucking bastards, though, aren't they? What are they? What are they? Do you know what? Yeah, that's what everyone's asking. Do you know what it was that bit you? Yeah, fucking yeah. I got a picture of it happening. That's it. I've Googled it. It's a fucking, I don't know what it is. Mosquito? No, I don't think so. I don't think we really get mosquitoes in Northampton. It's not a it's not a big mosquito area. You know what I mean? Not many swamps around. Anyway, something that has happened this week that has caused a furore. Either. It's caused both a furore. Furore. I don't know. Ferrari? No, it's definitely not that, is it? Hang on, let's have some tea before we start this. I know. I interject with the tea. The tea's a fucking starring role. I want to get this sponsored by somebody. Would I take their money, though? Would I? Fuck. The only thing about getting things sponsored by people is they go, well, we actually don't like your tone or your language at times. Do you mind toning the language down a little bit? Go fuck yourself. Very aggressive today. Yeah, so anyway, something that's caused a Ferrari this week is A-level results. Now, the A-level results came out on the 13th, 2 days ago, on Thursday. Now, if you're not from this country, from the UK, Scotland, Wales, England, Northern Ireland. Basically, if you're not from England, I don't know what Scotland does, or I think Wales does A-levels as well. I don't know what Scotland does. They've probably got their own independent thing. They fucking get a certificate like with William Wallace's fucking picture on it, something like that, or a thistle, something like that. I don't know, some crack, some sort of housing development. I don't know, whatever's on their certificates. But like in England or Northern Ireland, I have no idea. But I think in England, Wales, they do A-levels. I ought to Google this, really, shall I? A-levels. Do Scotland do A-levels? There's probably Scottish people listening at the minute going, you are fucking retarded, mate. Do Scotland do A-level? Here we go. First thing up. Simply put, Scottish Highers are the Scottish... they do Scottish Highers. So they are courses that students age... Yeah. So, like, basically, A-levels for people not based in the UK. Well, based in England and Wales. I think Wales do it. Should we check that now so we don't alienate any Welsh people out there? Wales. Do Wales do A-levels? Let's have a look. Following the 2012 review of qualifications for Wales, a new set of A-levels has been designed for learners in Wales. First set of reformed A-levels. Oh, yeah, they do it. They do reformed A-levels. Like, I don't know, fucking reconstituted meat or something. I don't know. Anyway, the A-level results come out today. Now, that is like education for 16 to like 18-year-olds. So you finish your would be equivalent of high school in the USA or whatever education. If you're you know, listening in from China or something like that, at the age of 16 to 18, you've probably been working about 6 years. Putting fucking iPhones together or making Nike Airs. I don't know. Yeah, so it's like a higher education. So you can stay on to do A-levels. It's not mandatory. You can leave at 16 to fucking... I think it's... I don't know. I haven't got kids anymore. When I did it, like you do GCSEs up until like you were 16, and then you could leave school at 16 and get a fucking job. You know, sweeping the floor or something like that. I don't know. Stacking shelves, whatever. You'd get a job, and people left at a lot of people left at 16, or you could stay on for another 2 years, do your A-levels, and then hopefully those grades would go towards going to university. Anyway, the A-level results came out this year, and obviously because of the pandemic, coronavirus, there is nobody was able to take exams. Basically, they couldn't have exams. Not that a lot sort of like A-levels these days. I think they're mainly coursework, aren't they? Because, you know, I don't know. People get, hey man, I get anxious about taking an exam. I don't know. That's what they're fucking there for, isn't it? I remember sitting in my A-level exams in one of them and just fucking staring out the window. Doodling on a bit of paper in my history exam, just thinking, oh, God. I even asked for more paper, I think. I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway. Yeah, so the A-level exam results came out this year, and obviously they couldn't take the exams, so they've had to go on predicted grades. Now, that would be like essentially, instead of a 2-year course, you do like a 1 year. You know, it's being based on your body of evidence of what sort of grade you would get after your 1 year. So if you're one of these people who made a final dash finish for everything, or thought, oh, fuck it, I won't worry too much about my coursework, I'll just revise heavily for the exam and fucking smash the shit out of that, you're fucked, basically. But the weird thing about it, the bad thing about it as well is that a lot of schools have been marked down. Now, if those schools were in a shit area or had shit results, so like, basically, if the schools had shit results, which mainly means the school's in a shit area, like it's not a private school that people pay to go to, like some of the big private schools and that. So they're just a normal sort of like secondary school. They've all been marked down based on previous sort of like grades and stuff. So basically, if you were a smart kid but went to a shit school, your fucking grades have been downgraded. Now, there is a furore and uproar about this because basically all the shit schools have got shit results and all the good schools have got good results, which, you know, basically means that if you're fucking poor but you're bright, your grades got downgraded. If you're fucking rich but you're fucking not that bright, your grades got upgraded just based on what school you fucking went to. It's fucking, you know, I don't know, man. At least this is happening to kids 16 to 18, right? And I will say, right, A-levels don't really mean that much. They get you into university and that sort of thing, but, you know, little bit of tea there. Sorry, I'll have a bit more tea. Sorry. Before I fucking start this next rant. Yeah, so, yeah, you know. So these 18-year-old kids have been basically downgraded on their social economic background, which, I don't know, man. At least You know, they're 18-year-old kids. I can see that. I can see, you know, nobody wants to take exams and stuff like that, and it's fucking stressful doing exams, especially when you're sitting there and your mind goes blank and it's fucking, you know, you're staring out the window, as I was in my history A-level exam. I did all right in my A-levels. I got like, I sacrificed history, basically. I got an E for history. I got a B for business / economics. And I got an A for psychology and A for English lit. So I did all right. And I took psychology and English lit in a year. Whoa! But where has that got me? Where has it got me? This is part of my theory on this is like fucking, you know, they're 18-year-old kids. At least give them a chance to find out that they're going to be fucked because of their background when they get older. At least, you know, don't take the dazzle off the world just yet. You know, they don't need to learn at 18 before they go to university that the world is all about mainly whether your face fits and who you fucking know. You know, you can be the most qualified person or the best person at something, but if your face don't fit and the gatekeepers don't like you, man, you're getting a bit personal here, Ben. You're fucking right, I am. Yeah, a lot of fucking life is about like who you fucking know, whether your face fits, and being in the right place at the right time. I'm just trying to reel off everything I've never done. Everything that I've worked against. I've always been one of those delusional fucks who goes, if you get better at stuff, things will work out for you, Ben. Things will work out. You know, I'm one of these people who, hey, man, the cream will rise to the top. The cream will rise to the top, and you're busy shaking the fucking... You're shaking the fucking bottle like that, going, any day now, any day, that cream is going to rise to the top, and then you hit fucking 70 and you realise you've been shaking a bottle of water all your life. There's no fucking cream, man. There's no even, you know, there's not even a way of making fucking cream. There. I don't know, you know. But anyway, at least give these kids a fucking chance, man. Give them a chance to realise, you know, when they come out of university and are all wide-eyed going into the world, you know, and get a job, at least, like, kill their dreams at the age of 21, not 18. Give them 3 years of fucking, you know, Van Gogh's Starry Night of fucking stepping out into the world and thinking that, hey, man, if I work hard enough and, you know, but you know, could it be more blatant than that? That's what I think. Could it be more blatant that the system is skewed towards the rich and people from a privileged background than those A-level results where they just went, we'll apply these algorithms. It's the algorithms again, isn't it? Yeah, you know, that's what the government come out with. Oh, wow, you know, we did it on an algorithm. Everything's a fucking algorithm these days, isn't it? You know, that'll be it. When it, you're being arrested for fucking murder. This'll be it. 10 years' time, you're arrested for fucking murder. Oh, why is that? Well, our algorithm said you probably did it, but I was somewhere else. Yeah, but the algorithms fucking say that you were the one who did it. I don't know, people. I don't know. It's just, let's have a bit more tea. I'm getting a bit worked up here. Just give them a fucking chance not to fucking kill their dreams, you know. They've got the rest of their lives for that. It just seems like, you know, you get smart kids going to, like, shit schools sometimes, you know, because of their location they live in, you know, their background. You know, even the school might have just had, like, you know, a couple of years of fucking totally retarded people before you take your fucking A-levels and you're like, oh, fucking smash that exam. D-. What the fuck? I don't know, man. So there's uproar about that this week. I don't know how else, how other countries or anything like that have done their exams these days or whatever, how America and, like, you know, predominantly America or Malaysia or South Korea or whatever have done their exam results this year. I know there's a fucking, you know, difficult way. It's a difficult time because, like, you've got to go on predicted grades, but surely they would get graded by the teachers, wouldn't they? Or is that too much work? Or the teachers? I think the teachers put the results in, and then they applied this algorithm, and it all went fucking south out the window. So people who were predicted like fucking B's and shit are coming out with C's and D's because they've been graded down by a fucking algorithm. Get used to it, people. It's all algorithms now, isn't it? That's what it is, man. And it's a fucking easy fucking, you know, escape for the old government, isn't it? Here he goes, conspiracy theories again. It's an easy escape for the government to get rid of that responsibility and say, we've applied this fucking algorithm to it, and based on all these fucking figures, you know, you thought you were going to university, now you're going to be working at McDonald's. See you later. I don't know. 16 minutes in, people. More conspiracies this week. Let's have a bit more tea. Good tea again this week. Good tea again. One thing I have been watching this week is Piers Morgan doing his interviews with fucking serial killers and shit like that on Netflix. If you haven't seen this, I think it's called Piers Morgan fucking serial killers or Piers Morgan female killers. He does like proper, like, you know, I don't know, there seems something more proper. He sits down for an hour and talks to people and fucking works out whether he fucking likes them or not. That's basically it. Isn't it? Piers Morgan goes in and they go, yes, Mr. Morgan, yes, sir, yes. Then they're really polite to him and shit like that because they must, you know, I imagine it's not Piers Morgan who's been corresponding with them for fucking 5 years and gone, off the top of my head, I made friends with these killers and shit. Watching shit, it should be called, you know what, it should be called Awful Person Interviews Slightly More Awful People. That's what it should be fucking called. He's so fucking smug when he sits down with them. Wasn't Piers Morgan at the, like, one of the people who was involved in the fucking phone tapping shit? There was a girl, weren't there? Sort of like, you know, was it Millie Dowler or someone like that, who had a phone tapped? Somebody who was murdered. I don't know if that was her or not, but somebody was murdered and they fucking tapped a fucking phone and a fucking parent's phone, and he was like in charge of the fucking newspaper that did that shit. I think so. Let's double check. Cover our asses. Piers Morgan phone hacking. Yeah, there we go. Look, there we go. Phone number. Yeah, I don't want to ring him. Hey, Piers, any chance you can tell me how much of a cunt you were? Why he can't deny Piers Morgan on phone? What his record really for you? Unaware of? He was unaware of the phone hacking him. Well, allegedly phone hacked. Jump to. I ought to say that, by the way. Allegedly phone hacked. Not that he's going to listen to this podcast and fucking. He's too busy making friends with fucking serial killers. Yeah, he allegedly phone hacked like celebrities and fucking. I think yeah. Piers Morgan, John the Baptist, The Daily. You hacked a dead girl's phone. Gets rather tiresome, given it was another. Oh, is that right? Close. Senior. Wow. Oh, right. Apparently that was another newspaper. Like, so he protests anyway. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Who knows? It was years ago, wasn't it? Late 90s, something like that. Very difficult time for all of us. Anyway, so basically in this new thing, Piers Morgan interviews people who have killed lots of people, serial killers, like female ones and shit like that. There's always seems to be something worse, I think, about a female killer. I know that's like fucking society. Hey, I'm a woman. I have a right to kill as many people as I can kill. That is my right. I know, ladies. I know out there you have a right to kill as many people as you, as many as men kill. Of course you do. But there always seems to be something more shocking about, because, you know, like, you expect women to be quite nurturing, nice, loving, you know. I mean, you don't expect them to be forgiving at all. At least I don't, in my experience. But, you know, like, you expect them to be quite loving, nurturing. The last thing you expect them to be is, like, fucking blowing somebody's head off or something like that. But, hey, everyone's got a breaking point, baby. But in this, there was one thing that he basically just, like, asked them about their crimes and shit like that, and points out, you know, in a kind of a smug way, how bad they've been and what horrendous crimes they did, and basically tries to get them to say sorry. That's it. It's a sort of, you know, it's standard serial killer shit where he goes in dressed in a suit and they're fucking still chained up. You know, the weird thing about it is they seem perfectly reasonable people. That's the worst thing about it. I mean, there was one guy, I forget his name, who's got really fucking starey, fucking weird eyes and just staring all the time, shit like that. He's meant to be a schizophrenic or something. Meant to be. I don't know. Or you can't say that anymore, can you? That is a schizophrenic. He suffers from... He's a schizophrenia survivor. There was a few of his victims that weren't, but he is. You can't say that now, can you? That he's schizophrenic, I don't think. I read this the other day. Yeah. So, fucking hell. Yeah, so they suffer from schizophrenia. You know, I think the idea behind it is that their condition doesn't define them. That's the idea, isn't it? Like, although people were saying sort of like, oh, would you say somebody's not diabetic, but they suffer from diabetes? But there's no real stigma, I suppose, is there, you know, behind diabetes? Is there, by saying, she's a diabetic, you know, nobody's going to go, fucking hell. Keep them away from the fucking kitchen knives. Probably keep them away from the fucking chocolate and the cheese, mainly, I would have thought. You know, you're going to have that section cordoned off on a buffet to you, but you're still going to be able to handle cutlery for the rest of it, for the salad that you'll be eating. I don't know. But yeah, this is the idea that somebody suffers from schizophrenia rather than they're schizophrenic, because, like, obviously that label comes with, you know, I don't know, if somebody's stabbing you to death because they're fucking, one of their personalities is tripped out and fucking got the ass with you. Just for the fucking police report, would you say you're schizophrenic or suffer from schizophrenia? As a fucking stabbing you in the jugular. Should try to write it out. It was a person who suffers from schizophrenia rather than a schizophrenic. I just want to know my last words that I said he was a person. Are you a person who suffers from your fucking... I don't know. I don't think it really matters if somebody's fucking... Anyway, this guy... This guy just looked weird, you know, like one of these people where you're like, I would not fucking trust you. I think he'd killed his fucking, I think he's killed his mum and his sister and their little kid or something like that. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused because I'll tell you what I did. I watched all of them in one go, and then you get bombarded by a complete smorgasbord, a tidal wave of fucking serial killers, and you're like, starts affecting you, man. You just, one fucking horrendous thing just runs into another. But anyway, I watched that. But the weird thing was that I'm sitting there watching this, right? And I'm sitting there watching all of this, and then the conclusion he comes up with that they have no emotions whatsoever. This is, this is hardly groundbreaking Freudian fucking coming out with the id, the ego, and the superego, is it? That, his big astounding assumption or conclusion that he fucking types up at the end is that all of these serial killers seem to have no emotions. That's it. Really? Somebody who's butchered people to death or just, brutally murdered multiple people. Yeah, maybe they don't really, they're not sitting there crying afterwards next to the body trying to help them and shit like that, but just, scattering a few leaves all over them. That's one of the things that I've always been fascinated by. If you're going to be a serial killer, you'd at least plan it out a little bit, wouldn't you? I mean, one of these people fucking buried somebody about 200 yards from their house, their own house. That's just fucking lazy, isn't it? That's just like, no, can't really be bothered to put in the effort. So I just, every time I walk my fucking dog, I walk past the body, buried, put a bit of earth over it. Serial killers put a lot of thought into killing people. They get too carried away with that, if anything. You know what I mean? They get too fucking carried away. They get too greedy with the killing. They get too greedy with the killing and don't worry about the burial, which is half of the job, basically. Some of these serial killers these days are just not committed to the task in hand. It's typical of the youth of today that their serial killer skills are fucking awful. That's half the job, isn't it? Getting away with it is half the job. You're only going to be a serial killer if you can get away with it for so long. Not unless you go on one night fucking frenzy, traveling around different towns and cities, just going out. And then at some point you've got to sleep. That frenzy, you're going to get tired out, aren't you? If you're brutally stabbing someone to death 70 times and then driving to the next destination, stabbing someone, that's going to become a chore. You're going to start tiring out, and even if you're drinking Barocca in between each town, you're going to fucking tire out a little bit, aren't you? So you got what? The most you're going to be able to kill for is 24 hours, and you're just leaving them on the street. Just a trail of destruction where you go. Somebody's bound to see something, get your license plate, and by the time you've had a snooze, you wake up to a fucking sheriff or police or SWAT team, guns in your fucking, opening your eyes with the barrel of a gun like that. And then it's over, isn't it? But none of them seem to be, putting the time to bury people. That's how they all get caught, isn't it? They always leave something at the scene, don't they? They always get a bit carried away, don't they? Spit in the fucking mouth or something like that. Not only do they they stab their own fucking hand, leave a bit of blood or DNA there. Somebody, button pops off their shirt or something. They're just wearing regular clothes. You'd have thought they'd wear like a fucking PVC gimp outfit. They're going to be easy to spot. But at least a button's not going to pop off into the mouth of your fucking victim, is it? Where they have to fish that out like the moths in Silence of the Lambs right at the back of the throat. Yeah. And then you turn up. The police think you're a suspect and you turn up in the same fucking shirt with a button missing. We have an idea. You may have done this. I don't know. Anyway, that's what he came out with. I think if you're into serial killer shit, I find it a little bit fascinating. Just by how people suddenly fucking snap. Like 1 minute they're fucking walking to, hey, it was always the same thing. They're always quiet people, not many friends, live on their own. Fucking hell, man. This is... This isn't a confession, by the way. By saying that, I just want to say that this is not a confession. Dear. But I'm fascinated by all that sort of shit. And if you are too, it's quite a good watch. And if you can get past the whole fucking Piers Morgan's a fucking patronising twat. I mean, what I was hoping for would be Piers Morgan interviews serial killers on his own, and the serial killers are untied and given a fucking range of weapons which they can use whilst the interview's going on. And they just lock them in there. See what happens. I don't know. That is 30 minutes, people. That was episode 134 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I will be back, people, on Tuesday. If you have any questions or anything like that, as ever, you can just email me, podcast@benbriggs.co.uk. I will be back on Tuesday, motherfuckers. Have a great rest of your weekend and the start of your working week on Monday, and I'll be back on Tuesday. Take care.